Jesus, what an added to spells. That's insane, actually. That's a. I think we'll just grab this.
Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as the night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt.
Hello guys, this is SendXTV here, coming at you with a video about how to scale your damage in the late game for a lightning trapper. So this video focuses on you being already level 90 or higher, and you want to scale your damage for doing like the endgame bosses and high tier red maps, etc. You feel like you're already killing everything, but you need that extra oomph, or you want that extra bit of damage to kill things even faster. So how can you scale your damage? So I took this dude from the forums. He's one of the people who posted in the guide thread asking for how he can increase his damage, and so I decided to make a video about it, because that way it helps all of you instead of only helping him. So let's just dive right in. For the video, I've put his current damage number in big text in the bottom right, so that we know where we started. 702k, that's what he has. And then let's just begin. So let's start from the top with his gear. So what kind of weapon does he have? Okay, we can definitely upgrade that, and it won't even be very expensive to upgrade it. Probably 20, 30, maybe even less. Anywhere from 10 to 30k should do, and we'll get a big upgrade. But let's check. For the purpose of the video, let's check. Boom. And weapons. Let me just edit the filter though. Let's say we want at least, let's say 120. And then let's say this can go up a bit. Multiplier, let's say 33 plus. Yes. Let's check what comes up. 121 flat, lots of added to spells, but no multiplier. This one's also really nice. Jesus, what an added to spells. That's insane, actually. That's a. I think we'll just grab this one. I know it's corrupted, but you can easily fix that by using the bench. Adding 3 sockets is really not gonna cost much. It's just a few Val orbs. This one's also pretty good, but no multiplier, so I think I prefer this. $151 flat. Tier 1 multiplier. Has some extra crit to spells. This one's also pretty great. Anyways, as you guys can see, it really doesn't cost much to upgrade your weapons. So definitely remember doing that. So it's between 121 or 150 with less lightning. I'm curious which one is actually better, because one has more flat but less lightning added, and vice versa. This is great about the trading side. You can just copy the item with this button down here on the left, and then you can insert it directly to PoE, or PoB, sorry, to test. So let's do that. This one will give him 16% extra damage. That's the Void Scepter. Let's Also copy the other one real quick, just to test. %. Okay, so we're definitely looking at the Void Scepter. Void Scepter does require a little more strength, but it's not too bad. Let me just quickly check if there are any other great weapons for sale really cheap. There are really many. There's a lot for sale, guys. You should always be upgrading your weapons. At least make sure you have a really good weapon with the main stats always, because they really don't cost much. Check out this one. I mean, you can see they're starting at 10k. Almost 19% damage increase. Let's go with this. It's also a wand, so it doesn't have any strength requirement like the Void Scepter did. So yeah, let's go with that. So, boom, there we go. Gained 130k, easy. For shield, we don't care about shield, because that's just about defense stats for us. And it's looking fine anyways. Pretty decent shield with 343 ES. It's great. Crown, don't care about that. It's not something we're upgrading in that sense. As long as you have your Ubalab enchant with piercing, it's great. Chevrons. This one you can upgrade to insanity. Like you can get +4 for your lightning trap. But it's super expensive. You can also get +2, which is still expensive. It's like at least 10 exalts. But it's more like in the reach for the common man, let's say. But for the purpose of this video, let's not start out upgrading that. Let's just leave that as is. Gloves, he doesn't have Shaper gloves, no trapping stats on them. Alright, so for this video, let's look at his gloves, because we can definitely add some that has a bit of trap damage. At least those are pretty cheap. Throwing speed is more expensive, but projectile damage or trap damage is pretty cheap, and since he has nothing right now, he should at least have something. If he doesn't have throwing speed, at least have some damage on the gloves. You can also use the new influence to add throwing speed, so keep that in mind. I believe it's the Searing Exarch, the red one, that adds throwing speed as an implicit to gloves. Anyways, I am just quickly picking out a pair of gloves. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on those, so just gonna say 100+ ES and at least 1 damage stat. I'm just gonna pick the first ones that show up. These are 10k for the purpose of the video and making it not take 50 hours. I'm just gonna pick the first ones that pop up. So we're just gonna give him these. They're worth 10k. Boop. There we go. Alright, boots. Definitely want your lightning trap enchant on them. It's really big. Let's add. Where are his boots? It was right. Lightning. There we go. You see, it gives him 8% increase just for having the correct enchant. Boom. Already up to 930. Alright, boots done. Amulet. As long as he has Master Saber, it's all good. Rings you can add. You can definitely have rings with either crit or elemental damage implicit, and even roll them with extra damage. But for our purpose, we're mostly just looking for defensive stats on rings, so I'm not gonna worry about those. I'm just gonna let him have what he has. We just want to have ES%, some resists, and if possible intelligence, because all of that is great for defenses. His belt. Okay, so Baited Breath is a great belt. But if you wanna like start pushing damage and like if you wanna start min-maxing, you definitely want to craft a rare belt. Now I just released recently another crafting video showing how to craft everything, so just go look at that and you'll know how to make your belts. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna skip ahead and pretend that we crafted a belt. Alright, so I'm just gonna give him my belt basically, but you can go look at the video to see how you craft belts with dense fossils and what we're looking for, and yeah, you'll find it in the crafting video. So there he has my belt now, and a jewel that has stats that make sense for the build, lightning damage and a little bit of fire damage to make sure that his ascendancy works. Oh, he actually has... okay. Well, we can fix that, but I assumed he had explosives expert because that's what's in the POB, but he extra has chain reaction. Well, now that I've fixed his belt to support explosives expert, we're just gonna give him explosives expert. There. Alright. Back to items. Belt done. With an abyss. Let's look at flasks. Alright, so quartz flask. Corrupted blood, yeah, that's fine. Yes, his Wysock, that's good. Quicksilver, yes, but spell leech? Okay, so leeching energy shield doesn't work with traps. Traps cannot leech, so don't roll any leech stuff. It's pointless. Diamond flask. Yes, freeze removal. Okay, so I would move his freeze removal to the Quicksilver, and then I would create a diamond flask with as much extra crit and increased effect as possible to help take down bosses even faster. Again, for the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna give him my diamond flask because it's a very basic flask to make, but yeah, can't be bothered typing all that out, so I'll just skip ahead and give him my diamond flask. There we go, just a simple diamond flask with the increased effect and crit to spells. Alrighty. Let's see then, let's look at his jewels. The last one is the Rumi, so that's a defensive flask, it's great. It's what he's supposed to use, it's great. One multiplier and some throw speed. One multiplier. One multiplier. Okay, we're definitely upgrading his jewels. He has 8% ES, but only one multiplier, so in the case of wanting more damage and taking things down fast, I wouldn't worry too much about the 8% ES. I would just get jewels with at least 2 multipliers, and then third and fourth stat can be whatever. If you can find some that has a bit of spell damage or lightning damage or throw speed or anything like that, even trap damage, that's great. But the double multiplier is the important part. Let me see if I have one as an example. Yeah, this one works great. Double multiplier, trap throwing speed, and a bit of resist. It's a good example. Same here, double multiplier, throw speed. We're just gonna give him. These only cost a few K, so definitely get them. They're gonna help your damage a lot. So we're just gonna replace them with the hypnotic times 3. Pretend we bought 3 different ones, right? There. So, double multiplier on your jewels, always. Even in a fresh league, they really don't cost anything. In fact, in a fresh league, you can snipe them for like 1 chaos each. Anyways, yeah, that's his gear done. Let's go to his skill gems then. Lightning trap. Ooh, he still has level 20 and no quality. So in every single league so far, and I've run this build and the guide for like what, 10 plus leagues at least, you can get the level 21 lightning trap really early on, and it's not gonna cost. You start out buying it without quality very early in the league, like day 2 or 3 in the league. Just buy a level 21 trap with no quality. It's gonna only cost a few chaos. That's because there's a card called Deathly Designs in the game, and that card spits out level 21 traps. So always get a level 21 trap. And a week into the league, you can get one with quality on for like 10 chaos. So always get that. So let's give him quality and a level 21 trap. Voila. Trap and mine damage. Level a few extra of them in your offhands. That way you can corrupt them to 21. It's worth it for the extra damage. Especially in a league start where you can't afford buying some expensive gems to level in the background. You can always just think of your own and what you need and buy some of those to level in the background. Lightning. So he has the normal ones. At this point, if you're level 90 plus and you just want damage for the endgame stuff, definitely consider upgrading to Awaken It gems. They really don't cost much. Let me just double check to make sure that I'm not lying, but pretty much every league they drop in price super fast. Awaken It, lightning penetration, support. 9 chaos, 10 chaos, 10 chaos, 10 chaos, yep. Really cheap. Definitely want to upgrade that. So let's give him the Awakened version. There. And for added lightning damage, this one is a little more expensive, but not a lot more. It's like 30 chaos, 35 chaos average price right now. So it's a little more expensive than the penetration, but not like where you are like, wow, that's so expensive. So let's give him both of those, and let's put them down to 5 to be a little more realistic. We're not gonna corrupt them. Alright, so, oh, you can corrupt them obviously, but that's for his sake. We're just saying they're not corrupted because he didn't spend the money on that. Also, quality on trap and mine is important. Voila. Okay, so that's just, again, this total upgrade is like 2C for the lightning trap, 10C for the awakened, and 30C for the added. So it's like 42 chaos, right? And look at his damage now. Remember where we started, guys? 702k. See now? And the gear we've bought as well. You saw the pricing on the wand and stuff like that. We're talking a gear that starts at 10k. And the double multiplier gems as well. Like I said, they're so cheap. You shouldn't skimp out on that. I can check right now. There's double multiplier with trap throwing speed, 3 chaos. Double multiplier with trap throwing speed, 10 chaos. And yeah, that's You can find them anywhere from 1 chaos to 30 chaos, and you only need a few of them, right? And you're done. Alright, so let's go to the skill tree then. So he's running the basic Allura tree. At this point, since he has the recovery shield and a pretty good shield even, I would say it's time we move to the next like tree in the video, sorry, in the build guide, and move over to this where we remove this pathing, go through here instead, and then we get our ES back by picking up these and that. We put the Thread of Hope here with a medium range. Thread of Hope medium range is only gonna cost you right now 10 chaos. In the beginning of a new league it can be a little more pricey, it's like 50-60 chaos in the first few days, but it drops in price super fast. So we put that in, and then we pick up 3 important points. A really big survival point, Sanctum of Fort. With Sanctum of Fort, we're taking 60% reduced damage from crits, right? Huge. Also increasing our armor and 12% ES. Great. And we pick up 50% increase on mental damage. This is straight up damage. And this point, this will nullify the resist we lose from the Thread of Hope, and add a bit of extra damage. So, also, great point. 3 easy points. Remember, I also made a video just a few days ago called Beefy Trapper Tree? Go watch that one as well. So, watch the Beefy Trapper video and watch the crafting video, and you'll be set. Alright, other than that, we're looking good. As far as I can tell, he did everything correctly. Yep. And let me just make sure we've been through items, skills, and tree now, yes? So, let's see, we started at 702k average damage. We're now at 1,756,000 average damage. So, we've gained 1,050,000 damage. 1,050k damage. So, yeah, you see, it really does matter upgrading your gear. We did lose a little bit of ES, we lost 250 ES in total, but that's because I was lazy with picking out gear, right? I picked gloves that had 100 ES, not 150, and other things like that. If you pick more correctly, because you're not making a video about it, you can actually use time to pick proper stats on the things you're buying, then you shouldn't actually be losing any ES because you're gaining it back when you're picking up these points. So that's just me picking quickly gear for the video. But more or less you will retain almost the same ES with this crazy damage upgrade, right? We've more than doubled his damage. And it wasn't expensive. We're talking, what? How much have I spent? Probably an exalt combined? Maybe even not. But point is, it's really not expensive. So, I think I'm gonna end the video here. Maybe quickly, just for the people who I know will be asking, I can quickly show what it would look like if you could afford to buy a +4 body armor. It's built. Body armor. Boom. So, yeah. That's why it's expensive, guys. Because it's crazy, right? Just jumped from 1.7 to 2.261. Anyways, here I'll end the video, guys. This is not min-max gear, by the way. Like I said in the start of the video, this is a video where I just wanted to show you how to cheaply upgrade your gear to get a huge boost in damage, but within a very reasonable budget. You can get way more damage if you have a higher budget. And that's why I always say that the scaling in this build is almost infinite. It scales as far as your currency farming does. So yeah. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and throw a comment, say anything, because that'll help the algorithm find the video. I really appreciate that. And subscribe if you haven't. See you guys in the next video.